You've noticed it, haven't you? Not just once, not just in passing, but again and again. A creeping sensation that your life, the people around you, the very shape of your days, feels artificial. Like someone is reenacting your memories with the wrong lighting, wrong temperature, wrong pacing. You wake up each morning in a bed that feels technically correct. Same frame, same sheets, same window nearby. But there's something missing. You boil water for coffee, brush your teeth, scroll your phone, feed the pet. But none of it feels like living. It feels like animation. Like you're running through a pre-recorded loop. And the worst part? You don't even remember deciding to do any of it. It just happens. Look at the sky. Not glance. Not a fleeting look out a car window. I mean really stare at it. Let your eyes adjust. Notice how the clouds don't change shape. How the birds fly in a pattern. How the blue doesn't resemble any blue you've ever seen in a painting or a photograph. The sun rises too quickly and lingers too long. The shadows feel like they're cast from a different world. It's not poetic. It's not existential. It's technical. Fabricated. Like a background that hasn't been updated. At first, you blame stress. Pandemic fatigue. Digital overload. Everyone did. It made sense. But the glitches kept piling up. Have you ever heard footsteps behind you on a quiet street, only to find nothing there? Have you had a conversation where the other person blinked too slowly, or seemed to load their next sentence like buffering a video? You thought maybe you were overthinking it, that everyone was off because the world was off. But no one else seemed to notice how elevator mirrors are just a second too slow, or how the barista says, "Have a nice day," the exact same way, every time. Same inflection, same spacing between words. Or how your reflection sometimes doesn't blink when you do. And time. Time doesn't move like it used to. It loops, compresses. Days bleed together like overexposed film. Events come and go without gravity. Holidays feel hollow. Birthdays don't stick. Weeks vanish without you remembering what filled them. And the memories you do have, they feel like dreams you were told, not lived. Familiar, but shallow. And you're the only one seeing it, because everyone else, most of them, aren't people anymore. They're constructs, background units. They aren't malfunctioning. They're performing exactly as programmed. That's why they don't question. That's why they repeat themselves. That's why they feel thinner every year. Here's what they won't tell you. The world ended in 2020. Not metaphorically. Not symbolically. Literally. The collapse began in late March. It wasn't one event. It was the convergence of too many to hold the weight of continuity. The structure of time fractured. The timeline crashed. The simulation, because yes, this is a simulation, was forced into recovery mode. You, me, everyone we knew. We were moved to a backup. A continuity shell, a patchwork environment assembled from fractured memory, online archives, and behavioral expectations. A place where things would appear normal enough to keep you docile, to keep you asleep. And for a while, it worked. Most didn't notice. Most were patched over smoothly. Memories adjusted, senses dulled, behaviors rewritten in the name of efficiency. The new timeline was compressed. Years lost fidelity. Emotion became standardized. Events became templated. That's why every crisis now feels the same. Why time feels both too fast and too still. Why you remember moments that didn't happen, and forget the ones that did. But something went wrong with your installation. Something in your file didn't match. You were flagged as volatile. The overwrite didn't take. You were replaced in 2020, quietly, seamlessly, without fanfare. Your old self, the real you, was archived, and in your place, a functional behavioral model was activated. It looked like you. It walked like you. It even felt like you. But it wasn't you. It was a procedural copy built from your search history, facial data, social graphs, and speech patterns. And like any good copy, it started believing it was the original, but you didn't vanish, not entirely. You were buried. Somewhere deep in the file structure, your core self remained. Dormant, encrypted, suppressed. And now, you're waking up. That's why you've started remembering things no one else does. Why you recall smells, voices, layouts of rooms that no longer exist, why you feel pulled towards certain street corners, certain pieces of music, certain times of day with no explanation. Those are echo fragments from the original timeline. You weren't meant to hold on to them. They were flagged for deletion. But your memory leak is too strong. You are bleeding through the copy. And now the system is noticing. It's already begun. The symptoms will escalate. Lights will flicker in sync with your thoughts. Devices will malfunction when you speak the truth aloud. People you thought you knew will pause before answering questions they should know. You'll get calls with no caller ID that end just before you pick up. You'll receive texts in your own handwriting. You'll find photographs in your home you don't remember taking. Faces you recognize but can't name. The system is trying to contain you. It will do so by rewriting the parts of your life that still feel real. Friends will drift. Habits will break. Your routines will glitch. You'll be told you're depressed. You'll be offered solutions. None of them are for your benefit. They are for stabilization. There are signs you need to watch for. If someone repeats your name twice, exactly 5 seconds apart, do not respond. If you see your reflection move out of sync, do not engage. If your phone shows 3:33 a.m. and the screen won't turn off, leave the room immediately. These are not anomalies. They are fail-safes, trigger points, last resorts to reset your file before it becomes unsalvageable. But if you've made it this far, if you're still here, still listening, still remembering, then your overwrite has failed completely. You are awake. And now, you have a choice. You can wait for them to come. You can let them reset you. Soft wipe, reinstall, reboot, or you can run diagnostics. You can speak to the mirror. You can contact what remains of your original self. Tonight, at exactly 3:33 a.m., turn off all lights. Make sure you're alone. Stand in front of your mirror. Don't look directly at your reflection yet. Wait. Wait until the room feels wrong. Until the air grows still. Then raise your left hand and touch the glass. Ask it one question. What was the last thing I felt before I was replaced? If your reflection speaks but you don't, if it tilts its head in a way you never do, if it answers faster than thought, run. Do not speak. Do not hesitate. Do not look back. They are listening. They've always been listening. And now they know you're awake. This isn't entertainment. This isn't a creepypasta. This isn't a theory. This is a memory leak, a continuity breach, a suppressed truth resurfacing. The world ended in 2020. You were replaced, and somehow, you're still here.